Happy Friday to the Ungovernables, the Captain's Crew, the LFA family, McGroy Nation. We are coming to you live from the deep red state of Tennessee on rumble.com/LFA TV. Welcome to Ungoverned. Happy Friday to all y'all. There it is. We're ready to rock and roll. There it is. There it is. On this 20th day of February, here on rumble.com/LFA TV. Mainstream media is at it again, omitting stories that don't fit the narrative, which is, par for the course for the hack mainstream media. Just did 2 hours on 1210 WPHT. What a wild morning. Today was one of those days where it was just off the rails the whole way through. Hey, good news. This whole thing with the aliens, right? E.T. phone home. You look at E.T. I got along very well with E.T. And he did a tremendous job. He said to me, sir, E.T. phone home, sir. E.T. phone home, he said. And, we made a perfect phone call home, and we had him, he's self-deported, E.T. And he's welcome back whenever he wants, but I get along well with him. I get along well with many aliens. You think about it. And Trump announced yesterday that he is going to be declassifying what I'm calling the UFO Files. So there better not be one dang redaction in there. Well, Trump is covering for space aliens. Oh. Am I Tucker Carlson? By the way, wait, who am I? I'm being detained. Tucker. We will
loving fans.
We'll get to that too, by the way. Can we I know there's going to be somebody. Stop attacking Tucker Carlson. Yeah, okay. If you think taking a selfie is equivalent to that of being detained, there's no saving you. There's just what happened? Tucker Smollett. Yeah, I said yesterday. I put on X yesterday. Tucker Carlson is the Greta Thunberg of Jussie Smollett's. I was detained in Israel. Gosh. So, just gonna take one moment and say, well, what happened, Tucker? Let me ask Tucker Carlson. What happened, Tucker? Did the nasty Jews detain you and then say, "This is MAGA country"? There is nothing I love more than when these woke right idiots make fools of themselves, right? Like Tucker was on whenever it was a month and a half ago. We're going to war with Venezuela tonight. Never happened. Thomas Massey. Well, there's names in the Epstein files that are redacted. Innocent people. Doxed them. Ruined their lives. There's nothing I love more than when these... did that just happen? Bob the comedian. Did that just happen?
Did what just happen?
Did the tariffs just get overturned? We got to check that. Let me see. That sucks if that's the case. Let's see. I don't see it on Citizen Free Press yet. Let's go to SCOTUS blog. SCOTUS blog tariffs. Let's see. SCOTUS blog. Let me see. Let me see SCOTUS blog, because there was rumor that ruling was going to come out today, but we've heard that rumor for a while. Let's see if I can get to the live chat. Well, I'm trying to open this up here to get. Let's see. The court holds that IEEPA does not authorize the president to impose tariffs. Yep, so the Supreme Court has just overturned Trump's tariffs. Damn. That's a bad one. That is a very bad ruling for the administration. That's going to hurt this country. The court holds that the IEEPA does not authorize the president to impose the tariffs. The court sends one case, learning resources out of D.C. Let's see. Based on two words separated by 16 others, Roberts writes, regulating importation. The president asserts independent power to impose the tariffs on imports from any country of any product at any rate for any amount of time. Those words cannot bear such weight. The court agrees with the Federal Circuit that the challenges can only be brought in the Court of International Trade. Oh, what is this? hold on, wait a minute. 6-3, Thomas Alito Kavanaugh dissent. So Roberts and Coney Barrett and Gorsuch voted in favor of, it looks like, overturning the tariffs. So they're saying Trump cannot impose tariffs. That's bad. That's really not good under the IEEPA. So thank you, Bob, the comedian, for bringing that to the attention. So that's not good. Tariffs have been overturned by the Supreme Court. Okay. I would have to look at the ruling itself to determine whether
or saying there's other workarounds.
Yeah, there's going to be other ways around it. It's because it's very specific under the IE. I don't even know what the IEEPA. I think it's the Emergency Something Powers Act. Under that policy, the president cannot impose tariffs, but Trump is going to have to abide by that ruling. It's the Supreme Court. So, and if he doesn't, he should be held accountable. You don't ignore. We were upset when Joe Biden ignored Supreme Court ruling with the student loan thing. We can't just now tell the Supreme Court to F off. I mean, we can't do that. But what he will do is find a way around imposing the tariffs under the IEEPA. So we have to look at that. I'm going to look at the ruling. I don't know if this might be a constitutionally acceptable ruling. Neil Gorsuch, very, very infrequently does Neil Gorsuch rule against, essentially what Trump wants to do. So Coney Barrett, she's been very lukewarm on there. Roberts, you can't trust. But Gorsuch usually doesn't rule that way. So there must be something in there. I want to look at the ruling. They will work around it. But certainly a big blow in there. So let me check. But under no circumstances am I going to suggest that Donald Trump ignores the Supreme Court. We're just not going to set that precedent. We don't want to do that. Complicated decision in terms of who joins what. For example, the discussion of major questions. This is all legalese. Zach's summary is likely more helpful. Let's see the full rundown. The judgment of the court delivered the opinion of the court with respect to part. I'm trying to just get the rundown here. But there is a ruling. It was a ruling that the Supreme Court did rule that the tariffs were unconstitutional under the IEEPA. So I'm sure Trump will find a way around it, and he'll.
Would that just mean like goods are more expensive again? Like what is? I don't.
No,
Really
what it means is that we can't tariff. So what Trump has been doing is he's been imposing tariffs on these countries under some sort of emergency power regarding trade, and the Supreme Court is basically saying he can't do that because the Constitution gives the power to tariff and impose taxes to Congress, not the president. But the president does reserve that power under a national emergency. The question is, can he just declare an emergency? And it's a whole thing. So we'll have to see how it works. It's not a good ruling. I don't know if it's, look, constitutionally, it might be an acceptable ruling. Generally, if Ketanji Brown Jackson is ruling in favor of something, I don't like it, but however, it hurts. It hurts the goals of the administration here. So, but that's a big blow. We'll see what happens.
Jeremy just said the Supreme Court's ruling does not affect the tariffs that Trump has imposed using other laws.
Yes,
Trump still has the power to issue additional tariffs using
the other laws. Yes, this only applies to tariffs that are imposed under the IEEPA, which whatever that law is, I don't remember. It's the emergency. Let's see, what is the IEEPA?
It's not a total ban.
It's not the International Emergency Economic Powers Act is the IEEPA. So any tariffs that have been implemented under the IEEPA are not allowed to be implemented anymore. But this ruling only focuses on the IEEPA. NBC News coming in. Let's talk about, Supreme Court strikes down most of Trump's tariff in a major blow to the president. NBC News. I'm just quoting them and citing them because they have the summary here. So, grain of salt, mainstream media, but we will get into it. 6-3 held that Trump's aggressive approach to tariffs on products entering the United States from across the world was not permitted under the 1977 law called the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. The ruling was authored by Chief Justice John Roberts, who was joined by 3 liberal justices and 2 fellow conservatives, Gorsuch and Barrett. The president asserts extraordinary power to unilaterally impose tariffs of unlimited amount, duration, and scope, Roberts wrote, but the Trump administration points to no statute in which Congress has previously said the language in the IEEPA could apply to tariffs. We hold that the IEEPA does not authorize the president to impose tariffs. The decision does not affect all of Trump's tariffs, leaving in place ones he imposed on steel and aluminum using different laws, for example, but it upends his tariffs in 2 categories. One is country by country or reciprocal tariffs. So that's the bulk of all those tariffs, which range from 34% for China to a 10% baseline for the rest of the world. The other is a 25% tariff Trump imposed on some goods from Canada, China, and Mexico for what the administration said was their failure to curb the flow of fentanyl. Trump could seek to reimpose the tariffs using other laws. That's what we were talking about. So he's going to have to repeal the tariffs under the IEEPA because the Supreme Court ruled that. But this also from NBC News, there are at least 2 other laws. Get out of here with this pop-up. There are at least 2 other laws that the president could use to continue his tariff agenda, though neither is as quick as the current authority he is using. His aides have also explored other alternative methods for imposing import taxes on foreign goods. The backup plans have been part of the internal discussions for months because of this case. Let's see. Trump has not been able to use tariffs to force better trade terms with many foreign nations as quickly as he would have liked. That's just the mainstream media being the mainstream media. Let's see.
It says he will just reenact them under other laws.
Yeah, other laws. I'm just trying to see what the other laws are. The one to receive most attention is Section 232 of the Trade Expansion Act of 1962, which empowers the president to adjust duties on specific goods so that such imports will not so threaten to impair the national security after an administration investigation of trade practices. Many of Trump's current and pending tariffs on items like steel, aluminum, and cars fall under Section 232 and would not be directly affected by an adverse ruling on his use of IEEPA. So this is not the end of the world, right? We don't need to start singing REM yet. It is a big blow. Let's be clear. Another one, Section 301 of the Trade Act of 1974 gives the United States Trade Representative authority to probe whether U.S. rights are being denied under any trade pact, and at the direction of the president, take lawful actions to rectify that. With the president's tariff powers in question, it is not clear how Section 301 could or would be used to implement tariffs. Neither of those laws, this is important, provides for the kind of expedited wave of the hand tariff authority that Trump sought from IEEPA, and each comes with its own drawbacks, legal and logistical, as Trump tries to use the force of duties to give America a stronger hand in international trade. He will explore he's not just going to stop. He's not just going to stop, but he will explore other ways to impose these tariffs. But this is a ruling that defangs, for now, temporarily, the Liberation Day tariffs. I do not suggest that Donald Trump ignore this ruling. Can't do that. We have to respect the other branches of government. However, yes, they can re-tariff under different laws. Takes a little bit longer. It sounds like you have to do like an investigation and then you can do it. But he is creative, as Eileen points out. He is creative. So, and you see and maybe this is me reading between the lines, but I like to kind of do that a little bit when it comes to the mainstream media. They buried the lead. They were like, whoa, this is a big ruling, big. And then they see down there and say, but there are other ways that he can still impose tariffs. So
that's all the clickbait stuff, yeah.
Right. So, okay. I kind of expected it, right? I kind of expected it. If you were looking at, poly market odds, that it was pretty much, I think 70+% believed that the Supreme Court was going to rule in this favor. However, if we expected it, the White House expected it. And I'm sure there's a plan B. So not good on its face, but not apocalyptic. Okay? Not apocalyptic. All right. It is, Newsmax reports SCOTUS strikes down most. Yes, SCOTUS did strike down most. They did. But he can reimpose those tariffs under different laws, and then they would have to do a whole new court challenge if they wanted to challenge those. All right. There's not really much else that we can get to on that front. I did want to get to this terror attack that happened yesterday in Idaho, or almost terror attack that happened yesterday in Idaho. Before we do that, I want to get to a word from our friends over at OFP Farms. It is OFPFarms.com, OFPFarms.com, Oscar Foxtrot, PapaFarms.com, and they have done it again. OFP Farms is preparing to unveil their most exquisite box yet in honor of America's 250th birthday. You can pre-order their America 250 box. Secure the stunning limited edition box at 20% off by using the code America250 at OFPFarms.com. The beautiful box features their finest packaging, premium products alongside custom design elements, ensuring you will not find a more stunning box anywhere else. To pre-order the box, you can scan the QR code that I'm going to pop up on your screen right now. It is at OFPFarms.com, OFPFarms.com, Oscar Foxtrot, PapaFarms.com. You see that QR code bottom right hand of your screen? Bottom right hand of your screen, okay? OFPFarms.com. Use that code, or you can go to the website. 20% off the pre-order of the America 250 box with code America250, or 10% off your entire order with the code Shawn, SHAWN. That is at OFP, Oscar Foxtrot, PapaFarms.com. You're going to want to get that gift set because they make the best gift boxes in the game. That is, once again, OFPFarms.com. All right, let's get to a word from our friends at tryarmor.com/LFA TV, and then we'll bounce into what happened in Idaho yesterday. Mainstream media not covering this. What happened in Idaho yesterday. And folks, I want to safeguard you against, there's going to be a lot of a lot of liberals, like left-wing liberals, a lot of liberals celebrating the tariff ruling. A lot of liberals, victory lap, Trump's tariffs, he's unconscious, he's a king, he's tyrant, blah, blah, blah. Ignore them. We just told you the administration has a plan B. You think Trump is just going to lay down and not try and find a way around this ruling? He's going to abide by the ruling. In other words, he's not going to keep the tariffs imposed. Supreme Court says that this can't happen. So he's going to, the tariffs from the under the IEEPA are going to get wiped out, but he'll find a way around it. Okay, he'll find a way around it. All right. A word from our friends at Armor, Armor Colostrum. TryArmor.com/LFA TV. You guys know I'm always on the lookout for ways to strengthen my immunity and gut health, improve my fitness and metabolism, and enhance my skin and hair radiance. That is what Armor Colostrum can do for you and more. Check it out. Colostrum is the first nutrition we receive in life, contains all the essential nutrients that our bodies need in order to thrive. It can help reactivate your hair growth and help your skin glow. It can help fortify your gut health, ignite your metabolism, and it can also help fuel your fitness performance and recovery. Check it out at that is TRYARMRA.com, tryarmor.com/LFA TV, TRYARMRA.com/LFA TV to get up to 30% off of your first order. That's tryarmor.com/LFA TV, TRYARMRA.com/LFA TV for up to 30% off of your first order. Did you guys and gals in the chat, let's get away from tariffs for now. What has been done has been done. What has been said. The Supreme Court has overturned or wiped out the most of Trump's tariffs that he imposed under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. The Trump administration is going to try and find other laws to implement the same tariffs under. So this is not stage 5 level panic. It's not good on its face. It is not the end of the world. Okay. Did you hear about this incident in Idaho yesterday? How many people, and if you didn't, there's no shame, okay? Because the mainstream media didn't talk about this very much. How many people heard about this incident in Idaho? Did you hear about this out there in the live chat? This anti-ICE agitator that stole an ambulance from a hospital, packed it with loaded cans of gasoline, and then drove it into a DHS office building and tried to ignite it. And by the way, from what I know about this case, they haven't caught the suspect. This guy's still out there. From what I understand, he was kind of scared away by the authorities and is still at large. Did you guys hear about this story at all? Okay, nobody heard about this.
A few have, but most
Some,
haven't.
well, yeah, sorry. Some have. Some haven't. I'm going to play for you a clip kind of breaking down what happened here. This was, again, in Idaho. This is like an actual terror attack. Like, this is not one of these things where, it's just domestic. This is an actual terror attack. Listen to this.
Last night at approximately 11:10 p.m., officers from the Meridian Police Department, the Ada County Sheriff's Office, Boise Police Department, and the Meridian Fire Department responded to a 911 call reporting that a Canyon County paramedics ambulance had been stolen from the ambulance bay at St. Luke's West. Preliminary investigation indicates the suspect drove the ambulance north through the parking lot and retrieved gas cans that had been staged in nearby vegetation. The suspect then drove the ambulance directly into the North Portico building, which houses Department of Homeland Security offices. Investigators believe the suspect poured an accelerant inside and around the outside of the ambulance. At this time, it appears the suspect was unable to ignite the accelerant before being scared off by responding agencies. We want to emphasize that this was a serious criminal act. The theft and destruction of an emergency vehicle not only created risk to responding personnel, but it also temporarily removed a critical medical resource from the community. There has been a lot of rhetoric surrounding the Department of Homeland Security leasing office space at this location, and comments on social media such as property damage isn't violence is absolutely false. This was absolutely an act of violence, and if the suspect had not been interrupted, there is no doubt this building would have been burned, putting the lives of first responders and others at risk.
So there you go. I mean, it's a wild story. The fact that nobody, remember, this is the same mainstream media, wall-to-wall coverage of Renee Good, wall-to-wall coverage of Alex Preddy, right? But you have an anti-ICE agitator that stole an ambulance and drove it into an ICE facility in Idaho and tried to ignite it. This is from the Gateway Pundit. Not a lot of people have this story. An anti-ICE agitator stole an ambulance, packed it with gas cans, and rammed the emergency vehicle into a DHS office in Meridian, Idaho. You just saw the Meridian Police Chief, Tracy Bastareccia, said the suspect stole the ambulance from St. Luke's Hospital and poured accelerant inside the vehicle. And obviously, as he said, this serious criminal act. This could have been terrible. This could have been, this could have been a mass casualty event. Fox News reported state and federal authorities are investigating after a suspect allegedly stole an ambulance, loaded up staged gas cans, which he had like in the woods out there, and plowed the emergency vehicle into a Department of Homeland Security office in Idaho, when investigators believe was an attempted arson attack. After just 11 p.m. on Wednesday, an ambulance was stolen from a bay at St. Luke's West Hospital. The suspect, who has not yet been identified, drove the ambulance through the parking lot. So if the suspect has not been identified, it means they have not caught the suspect. So he's still out there, and retrieved gas cans that were staged in a nearby vegetation area, according to Meridian Police Chief Tracy Bastareccia. The suspect then drove the ambulance directly into the North Portico building, which houses DHS offices. The investigators say the suspect poured an accelerant inside and around the outside of the ambulance. The suspect was unable to ignite the accelerant before being scared off by responding agencies. So this guy's still out there. So there's now a terrorist that's just out there who's tried to basically blow up an ambulance and attack a DHS building in Idaho. But we don't hear a peep from the mainstream media on this. We don't hear a peep. You would think, and I get it. Nancy Guthrie, this whole story. But what's more important, right? We're still like hyper fixating on this Nancy Guthrie, and I really want her to come back. It's a very sad story, but this story needs attention because we talk about this all the time, how, left-wing domestic terror and Black Lives Matter is a terror organization and Antifa is a terror organization, and the left, whether it's the firebombing of Tesla dealerships, let me just spell it out very nicely, very slowly, very easily for you. A person, a left-wing loon, stole an ambulance from a hospital, packed it with containers and cans of gasoline, poured accelerant around the vehicle, drove it into a Department of Homeland Security building in Idaho, and tried to blow it up. This is not like a small story. This should be wall to wall. Everybody should be talking about the fact that this guy literally just tried to car bomb a DHS facility in Idaho. And there's nothing from the mainstream media. Nothing. Yesterday we talked about this. This clip got pretty good traction over on X platform about Terry Schultz, the 64-year-old man who was killed in Indiana by an illegal alien who was driving a semi-truck, ran a red light, and killed 64-year-old Terry Schultz. We're saying, why do these illegals have CDLs? Well, you have places like Illinois. It's the latest safe haven. You got illegal aliens grabbing CDLs. This is a problem too. And again, so you have cause and effect. And I'm not saying that this guy in Indiana was on the road because of, Illinois' policies. It's whoever gave him that CDL. I saw a rumor. I don't know if it's true. That's why I'm saying it's a rumor. I don't know if it's true. That the guy who, had that CDL who killed Terry Schultz obtained the CDL in the state of New York and then traded it in when he got to Indiana. And so they just swapped it without asking for proof of citizenship. This has got to stop. This has got to stop. It's unbelievable how people are just bending over backwards to acquiesce to the demands of illegal aliens. It's just, but that's what we're seeing here. That's what we're seeing. That's what we're watching. That's what's playing out in front of all of our eyes right now, with whether it's illegal alien violent criminals who are being released, whether it's, gang members being concealed and we're being told that they're just here for a better life, whether it's these illegal aliens. This was an Indian guy who killed Terry Schultz, ran a red light. Terry Schultz lost his life in Indiana, 64 years old, never should have happened. These people should not have CDLs. That's not racist. It's a safety hazard. Clearly. Here's another good move by this administration. The Trump administration is now trying to block through, I think it's Housing and Urban Development. They're trying to block illegal aliens from accessing taxpayer-funded housing. President Donald Trump's Department of Housing and Urban Development has issued a ruling to prevent illegal aliens from gaining access to taxpayer-funded housing like Section 8, meant for low-income Americans. On Thursday, HUD issued its rule to require proof of American citizenship or eligible immigration status for such housing aid. The rule says the following. Section 214 of the Housing and Community Development Act of 1980, as amended, prohibits the Secretary of HUD from making financial assistance available to persons other than United States citizens or certain categories of eligible non-citizens in HUD's public and specified assisted housing programs. This proposed rule would revise HUD's Section 214 implementing regulations to require the verification of U.S. citizenship or the eligible immigration status of all applicants and recipients of assistance under a covered program, regardless of age. This is great. Illegal aliens should not have access to taxpayer-funded housing. And the fact that this rule had to be amended And the fact that this is news and the fact that this is something the administration is doing means it is happening. Even if it's happening at by a very small margin, at a very small number, and a very low frequency, it's still happening. That means we, the taxpayer, are paying for illegal aliens to live for free in this country. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Can't happen, shouldn't happen, and now thanks to the Trump administration making this move, it probably won't happen. Okay? It probably won't happen. It's a good way to crack down on it. You know what else it is? You know what else it is? What else does that do? If an illegal alien is in our country and now all of a sudden they can't access taxpayer-funded housing benefits, Brennan, what else does that do?
Oh gosh, I was not listening. I was reading the chat. Ask me again.
What else does it? So other than blocking the illegal alien from being able to obtain taxpayer-funded housing, right? So, the taxpayer pays the bill for an illegal alien to live in the United States. Mm-hmm. So it does that, and that's good, right? The illegal alien should not be living on our dime.
Okay.
What psychologically does this do to the illegal alien who's looking to do that? See, she's been very smart this week. Our financial advisor.
If I'm listening.
Our financial advisor. Yes, it incentivizes the illegal aliens to leave. It incentivizes them to leave, and that is what we want, isn't it? Afuera. Get out. Leave. Gary says the same thing. Gives them more of a reason to leave. Just like the last administration incentivized them to come, this administration is now incentivizing them to leave. You're not going to be able to get free housing anymore. At least under that section. At least under that, Section 214, you're not going to be able to get free housing anymore. You're not going to be, and if you jump on and you self-deport, you do it through the CBP Home, which used to be CBP 1. You get a little bit of money, a free plane ticket. You get out, you have the opportunity to come back. The right way. The right way. It's kinder than I would be, but hey, you have to incentivize them to get out. And I don't care how you leave. I don't care if you're stuffed in the back of an ICE van and thrown in, hogtied and thrown into an airplane and flown out of the country, or we use the Trumpapult and we fling you out of the country, or you leave voluntarily. As long as you leave, you leave. That's it. Kay Gibbs says, please make peace with Kyle Seraphin and Steve Friend and have them on your show. They are very negative about President Trump because they are fired by the FBI. Kay Gibbs.
Oh, no. You don't know what you just did.
No, I'm not mad at Kay Gibbs. It is not my job to make peace with assholes. This is something I can't stand. Stop it. I'm not saying this is what Kay Gibbs is doing, by the way. I think Kay Gibbs is a good person. I want to be very clear. All right? So Kay Gibbs, my issue is not with you. All right? My issue is with people who want me to make peace with people who have no interest in making peace with me. I'm not extending an olive branch to somebody holding a chainsaw. They're just going to cut the olive branch in half. Kyle Seraphin and Steve Friend are both whiny bitches that do nothing but complain on the internet. I have tried this. I have asked Kyle, what are your solutions? I don't get an answer. I have spoken to Steve Friend on X. What are your solutions? I don't get an answer. If you're not willing to provide me a solution to the problem, you are the problem. I am not going to be the one making peace with any of these dipshits online. They are going to either calm down and come back to sanity, or they can twist in the wind and toil away in the irrelevancy that they currently exist in. Because all they do, they are an ex-girlfriend who is mad right now. All they do is complain. Both of them. And Phil Kennedy, you can add him to the mix too. So many of these, the suspendables, these people are they're the complainables. So go, and again, I'm not upset with Kay Gibbs, but that comment belongs in their chat. We're not the ones doing something wrong here. We're not the ones that need to encourage. We're not the ones who need to prove anything that, oh, well, we want to make people. No. Had they not gone off the deep end, and they are way off the deep end, there would be no peace to be made. There'd still be peace. Kyle Seraphin. Guy's an absolute joke. As is Steve Friend. What happened to them with the FBI and all that, I'm not saying it was the right thing, because it wasn't. But the way they have conducted themselves, like petulant children who are not getting their way in the candy aisle, is destructive. And now they're resorting to the same crap that Tucker Carlson and so many others, clickbait, negativity, doom and gloom. F that. I have no time for that noise. And I'm not mad at Kay Gibbs at all. But I've had it with people telling me I have to make peace with people for defending myself. I have to make peace? No. Those two and the rest of them need to man up. They need to sack up and admit they are wrong and change their ways before I even think about having a conversation with those two lunatics. I love this. Stop attacking. Stop infighting. I'm not infighting. I'm not the one who decided to blackpill and doom and gloom about everything because I had a bad personal experience with the FBI. That ain't my job. That's their job. They have to pull their own weight and contribute if you want peace to be made. Again, I'm not mad at the commenter. But there's a lot of people who are like, stop attacking Tucker Carlson. No, I'm going to keep attacking Tucker Carlson. You know why? Because Tucker Carlson is trying to, again, look, if you're telling me that this guy is this big, and he's got a huge audience, don't get me wrong, but he's this credible source of information. Well, let's just play this. Let's go to the tape, shall we? Let's go to the tape. He said he was detained in Israel. Does this look like he's being detained to you? Does this look at this. We're going to take a selfie. Took a freaking selfie. I was detained in Israel. The Jews, they don't like me. Are you kidding me? And there are people. I dealt with the Tucker simps yesterday. Well, you don't know what detained means. It doesn't mean this. Oh, put this on. We're going to be. That's not detained. That's taking a selfie. Well, you're attacking him because he speaks out against Israel. I'm attacking him because he lied. He blatantly lied. What am I missing? Did that look like he was detained to you? Did that look like it was a harrowing experience to you? He was arm in arm with the dude. Yeah, we're going to post it on. I'm going to tell everybody you held me in a secret interrogation room. And then not just that, but apparently they didn't single Tucker out. He was in a VIP area, very important person, VIP area of the airport. He thinks you're stupid, by the way, if you consume his content, thinking there's not going to be some sort of camera somewhere recording what was going on in that airport. That's another dumb thing. You knew security footage was going to come out, but lies always spread faster than the truth. But he thinks you're stupid. He thinks you won't do your own research, and he thinks you'll just blindly believe everything that he says, okay? And this apparently happens to everybody. And we've heard that from folks who work in that airport. Okay? And Mike Huckabee. And it's standard operating procedure. He made it out to be something that was like abnormal. Right? Oh, I was detained. And well, first of all, and I don't have to agree with it. I don't like the fact that, Israel is questioning everybody, although I understand it because they're very frequently targeted country. Okay? Their country, their rules. Their country, their rules. Right? But whatever happened to the people? I don't think Israel detained Tucker Carlson. They were, what's the phrase? Just asking questions. All right. Quick break. Let's get to a word from our friends over at Silent. It is slnt.com/Sean, slnt.com/Sean, slnt.com/SHAWN. Folks, you know your phone is a tracking device. Let's face it, between government agencies, big tech, corporate data brokers, even those pesky cyber criminals, they're all fighting for a piece of your digital footprint. And the worst thing about it is they don't ask. They just go on and take it. That is why Silent exists. Silent makes Faraday gear that blocks all wireless signals, including cellular, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, RFID, and near-field communications. You know what no signal means? It means no tracking, no remote access, and no breadcrumbs. This is the same technology that is trusted by special operations teams around the world. Used to block signals, avoid surveillance, and secure those communications wherever the mission leads. And right now, that technology is available to you to protect your family, protect your freedom, and secure your digital footprint. All you got to do is drop your phone in a silent Faraday sleeve, and it is off the grid, completely silent and invisible to the outside world. From their backpacks to their sleeves to their crossbody, Silent's patented technology gives you control of your privacy. Visit slnt.com/Sean, SHAWN, to get 15% off and free shipping on qualifying orders. That is slnt.com/Sean, slnt.com/Sean. Protect your freedom, protect your family, protect your privacy. Silence the chaos. Go silent today. slnt.com/SHAWN, slnt.com/SHAWN. All right. I want to Let's go to this. I was going to do a whole show about it. The mainstream media is omitting things, but tariffs. We had a whole conversation.
Like a little Mo situation. We're in there.
Do we have a Mo situation?
Yep.
Are we over the thing?
We
is
are.
Is Bad Moon having a? Should I hold him? Should I hold?
Getting a little crazy.
Should I hold it out and to see how crazy he goes? No,
No,
let's not do it.
Don't
Okay.
be a liberal.
There
I
we
was
go.
about to say, don't be an Italian. You are.
There it is. All right, we got Mo. 631-527-4545. If you want to call in, we're going to take calls in just a second, but I want to show you something. Here's Gavin Newsom with Jim Clyburn. Remember Kathy Hochul, the bucktooth Botox
Unfortunately.
booby bandit, when she had the white dress on? She was robbing a bank. Woo. Kathy Hochul. So the Democrats love this soft bigotry. They love the soft bigotry of low expectations. The Democrats love the soft bigotry of low expectations. What is the soft bigotry of low expectations? It is a very common Democrat thought process, right? Where they look at a minority, for example, black people, and they say, black people are poor, black people can't get IDs, black people are incapable of doing things without their help. This was Kathy Hochul several years ago talking about how young black people in the Bronx in New York don't know what a computer is.
Young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things. And I want the world open up to all of them, because when you have their diverse voices innovating solutions through technology, then you're really addressing society's broader challenges.
They don't know what computers are. They don't know what the word computer means. They don't know these things, is what she said. And it was that video of a guy, a black guy who was acting like a monkey, kicking a computer around as if he didn't know what it was, mocking her. Hilarious. But the soft bigotry of low expectations. So I'm going to now play for you back to back the Kathy Hochul clip about how black people don't know what computers are, and then this new one that Gavin Newsom just did over with Jim Clyburn. So here's Hochul again, Kathy Hochul, showing us that she believes in the soft bigotry of low expectations.
Young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things.
They don't know these things. Now here's Gavin Newsom, because the conversation is taking shape around the SAVE Act, voter ID, basically doing the same thing. If you are a minority, you are somehow, for some reason, because of the color of your skin, incapable of getting documentation, and proving who you say you are when you register to vote and when you go vote.
And of course, we're not talking about the other aspects of the SAVE Act that go well beyond ID, and it goes to which is also part of Jim Crow, the history, and that is when it comes to registration, you got to find your birth certificate. If you know where yours is, I have no clue where mine is, or you have to passport, and 2/3 African Americans don't even have passports.
Passport, I was blocking on just then. But not only that.
2/3 of African Americans don't have passports. Okay, but they can get them. I don't have a passport.
I don't either.
Brennan doesn't have a passport either.
I used to, but it's...
But what the Democrats are doing here is basically they're pointing at minority. You, black and brown and non-white people. We're fighting for you because you can't get those things. You don't know where your birth certificate is. You can't get a passport. Why can't I get a passport? Because you're brown and black and non-white. And because you're a minority, which means you're incapable of doing those things. The soft bigotry of low expectations. Democrat Party is incredibly racist. Incredibly racist. And they demonstrate that every single day. The amount of black people I see driving vehicles, that's interesting. I thought they couldn't get IDs. I thought they couldn't get licenses. The amount of black people I see in the airport, that's interesting. I thought they couldn't get licenses. I thought they couldn't get passports. Well, if I was a Democrat, I'd believe that, but I'm not a Democrat. Okay? We are all equal in this country. And I'd even support this. I would even support this. After you register to vote, and you prove who you say you are, and you prove your citizenship, your state should give you one free photo voter ID card. One, it's free the first time. You don't have to pay for it. Free. Yes, your state can afford it. Okay? Register to vote in your state. You get a voter ID card, photo identification, state issued, valid to vote in an election, no cost to you. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. All right. Let's take one more break. We got to get to a word from our friends at goldencrestmetals.com/LFA, and then we'll take a few of your calls on tariffs and all those different things. But first, a word from Golden Crest Metals.
I'm sure by now you've heard that silver went up 160% last year, 2025. I bought this silver for $22 an ounce. It's now worth almost $100. And we and experts think that silver is going to get up to about $200 an ounce. Palladium and platinum were stuck at $900 an ounce for like over a year, or in that area. Now they're up over $2,000. Gold is approaching $5,000 an ounce. If you have ever thought about putting some or all of your retirement or nest egg or savings or just buying bullion in precious metals, now's the time to do it. goldencrestmetals.com/LFA. That's goldencrestmetals.com/LFA. Go leave your name, your email, and your phone number. Schedule a time to talk to the folks over at Golden Crest Metals. Get your free gold guide today, and make sure you tune in on Saturdays at 1 p.m. for the Crest Report, where we dive deep into precious metals, why they're doing what they're doing, and where we expect them to go. It is like insider trading. Nancy Pelosi knows about that. We don't. It's just inside information. It's not even really that. It's called knowledge. Get yours today and get a part of gold, silver, palladium, and platinum and diversify your portfolio today. goldencrestmetals.com/LFA.
That is goldencrestmetals.com/LFA. Thank you, Jeremy and Golden Crest, for being a part of the show. 631-527-4545. We have a call lined up right now. It is currently connecting. Let me get the status of this. We have Dylan from Iowa. What's up, Dylan?
What is going on, Sean?
Oh, there's a lot going
here.
on. A lot going on. Hey,
Goodness.
U.S. men's hockey and the Olympics today. I hope you'll be watching or keeping track of it. Let's go, USA.
What time is that on, by the way?
I believe it's at 3 o'clock Eastern time. I will be on the radio while it's on, but we will be giving updates. So there you go.
Okay. Because I just everything is just going on. It's just been so crazy.
I hear you. I hear you.
I have things going on left and right, and then I hear USA women's wins. I'm like, okay. Oh,
yeah, they won. They won the gold yesterday. Now, what happened to you? I saw something on your social media. I think it was on X, or you may have posted a post you made on Truth Social. That there are Democrats that are saying you don't live in your district.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. It's funny, Sean. Basically, like, they're trying to say I don't live in my district because I haven't lived here for 10 years, and it's not like I don't know this area. Like, I've lived in this area all
But
my
you do
life
live in the
except for
district
10
currently,
years.
and you have
I
for
do.
the last
I
few
do.
years.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. My voter registration proves it. So, like, it's my residency. Like, I pay rent here in Davenport, so
Right.
it's not like it's not like I'm not living here. So it's so funny, man. These people will just lie and lie and lie about everything under the sun, and it's just like whatever. So,
Well, they would
either
only be
way,
doing that, Dylan. You understand that they only
they're
do
scared.
that because they know you're a threat.
Oh, they know. They know.
Yeah.
They know that this district is flipping, and they know that I'm a strong candidate, and they know that their candidate is losing. In fact, I'm even going to the Farm Bureau meeting tomorrow, in which my opponent's going to be there, and my mere
very good.
presence will probably just make the Democrats nervous. So,
Is Iowa a one-party or two-party consent state with regards to recording? Iowa.
I have to check that. I'm not really sure because I don't go into things recording.
So
but
I just
I
looked
may
this up
be
and said
considered.
Iowa is a one-party consent state, meaning it is legal. And I'm not a lawyer, so do your due diligence. I'm just saying, hey, if you want to maybe do a little James O'Keefe action and get your opponent saying something dumb.
What district is Dylan?
Dylan, what district?
Well-
what district are you in, Dylan?
District 81.
District 81 in the state of Iowa. So there you go.
Someone was asking.
All right,
Yes.
very good.
Also, too, I did already actually get my opponent saying something dumb. I was actually on his Facebook page one day, and somebody was commenting, and he was going back and forth with this person, and he actually lied about the school board improving under his leadership. So Sean, think of this: the Davenport School Board, the graduation rate from 2019 to 2024 was. The graduation rate in 2019 was 86%.
Okay.
When he became school board president, the Davenport, the graduation rate was already dropping. So
Wow.
the graduation rate since he got on the school board went from 86% to 73%.
Oh,
Okay.
that's brutal.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Yeah. And by the way, Democrats run that school
There
board.
you go.
So,
Well,
yeah,
best
it just tells. But anyway.
best of luck to you, and I hope you have a great weekend, and obviously go Team USA.
Yes, thank you, Sean. I will be turning in my signatures Monday.
There you go, Dylan. Thank you so much. Keep up the great work. Have a great weekend. Dylan Filion of Iowa with some updates there. Let's take this next call from Kansas City. This is going to be the biggest Swiftie in the world. Heather from Kansas City. Hopefully there's no B2s flying out of Kansas City right now. What's up, Heather?
Right?
What's up, Heather?
The Swiftie that uses a Swiffer mop, right?
That's right.
No, I was listening earlier this week about AOC, and I just had a thought. Do you all remember the aliens from Sesame Street that talk like wah 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 wah? That's what she sounds like.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
So,
yes.
anyway, that was one thing. I have not heard any B2 news anywhere, but I did notice they were showing all the ships in place that I knew were there already a couple weeks ago because I heard about that. But they're kind of showing the map of where they're all settled in the Middle East now.
Okay. Yeah. All the ships are.
Yes.
Parked in the Gulf out there, so that's we'll see what happens. There's a rumor that there may be a strike this weekend on Iran. We may be dropping Stacey Abrams back on Iran again. We'll see what happens.
Hey, that's fine with me. Maybe
Hey, how about this? By the way, are you excited? Let me ask you this question: are you excited about the UFO files, Heather?
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
me
it makes
too.
all my thoughts about Independence Day movie come true. So yes. Absolutely, I'm excited.
Yes, we're looking at Area 51. We're looking at Area 52.
Yeah.
And I get
54.
along very well, Heather, with ET. You know about him?
Oh, we love
ET
ET.
Phone Home.
Phone home, right? He's
There it
got
is,
a
phone home. I'll be making a video today. I've been sitting on that concept for that. So there we go.
I that's my focus goal right there, is to just watch about the UFOs.
The aliens, right? Of course, there it is.
I mean,
well,
sometimes we see little things flying around our house sometimes, and we're like, that could be an unidentified. What do they call it now?
now it's an unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Yeah,
You know,
it's probably a drone.
yeah, it's probably a drone.
But anyway, well, I just want to say hi, and I hope you guys have a good weekend. It's cold again here today. It was in the 70s and 60s, and now it's 30. So.
Yeah, it's going to start getting colder. But thank you, Heather. Have a great weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, Heather from Kansas City. By the way, she mentioned the cold. For those of you in the Northeast, let's say Philly to Boston, February 24th. Big snowstorm for the Northeast. Not here in Tennessee, though. All right, we have one more call that appears to be calling in. Here we go. We are connected. Hello, who do we have on the line? Hello.
Hello, Sean. This is Wanda.
What up, Wanda? How are you doing?
I'm good. How are y'all today?
We're doing good. We're doing good.
Sorry, I'm trying to mute everything that I got you on so I don't hear all the
No worries.
chatter.
No worries. What's up?
Okay. Update. Remember when I called last time, we were talking about the Memphis and Shelby County election, and we had
Right.
the woman Marie Fagans, whatever. We've not usually had a good chance of a Republican winning for Shelby County mayor.
Sure.
But I think we got one now. We got
Okay,
something
very good.
formidable, so we might be able to turn us red around here. You know, Judge Joe Brown.
Yes.
He put his hat in for the running.
Judge Joe Brown is running for mayor in Shelby County?
Yes, absolutely.
Very good.
And he's going against in the Republican Party. Pastor, I think he considers himself doctor, you know, the pastor-doctor thing. Pastor John DeBerry. He is currently in Governor
John
Lee's.
DeBerry. Yes.
Yes.
You know his story. John DeBerry was exiled or forced out of the Democrat Party.
Right.
I think over pro-life stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
Yes.
And that's great. John DeBerry's a great guy. We've met him a few times. Very nice guy.
Yeah, it's going to be tough because they're going against each other in the primary.
Right.
And they're both favorable. Most are looking to lean towards Joe Brown.
Okay.
But it looks like we might have some hope here in Shelby County right now.
Well, I am pulling for you out there in Shelby County, Wanda, and thank you for the update. We definitely appreciate that.
Absolutely, my dear, and good. And hello to all my little chat buddies. Love you guys.
Thank you, Wanda. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend, and keep us in the loop about that mayor's race.
Will do. Thank you, dear.
Thank you. Wanda Wilson giving us a call. And that will be the final call of the day. Team USA at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. Hockey in the Olympics versus Slovakia today. We'll be rooting for them. Thank you to everybody who watched and listened. By the way, kudos and big congratulations to the Team USA women's team who won the gold medal yesterday against Canada. Right? I heard that Justin Trudeau was getting ready to play for the Team Canada women's team in the Olympics, but didn't make the cut. We have Jeremy Harrell coming up next here on LFA TV, rumble.com/LFA TV. I'm sure he will have the latest on the tariff rulings and other things as well. Also, wasn't that interview with Randy Fine something special? I think he did a great job with that. Randy Fine obviously making some noise in the House of Representatives. As President Trump says, we will never give up, we will never give in, and we will never, ever surrender. And if all else fails, we will just become ungovernable. I want to say thank you. God bless you. God bless this one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Subscribe to us anywhere you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, Podbox, whatever all these apps are. Search Ungoverned, hit subscribe. It's totally free. We're getting a big surge on the audio side, so appreciate everybody who's listening to us over on audio. And for those of you over on audio, go to rumble.com/LFA TV, hit the follow button, hit the thumbs up button for our all-day stream, and the individual shows that are posted after each show ends. So if you can't catch it live, you can always go to rumble.com/LFA TV, and you can pick up the show that you'd like to watch, the hour that you'd like to watch. Jeremy, up next, I will be making a video about Trump and space aliens this afternoon because we have to have some fun, and I've been sitting on that ET concept for over 3 years. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Jeremy Harrell is up next. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Go Team USA, 3 p.m. I'm on 1210 WPHT at 3 o'clock Eastern Time as well, from 3 to 6 with the great Will, W-I-L-L, Chamberlain. Go Team USA. Thank you for your attention to this matter.